nice.
Hey YouTubers, Grimmy here, and this is the video review for the Transformers Collectors Club subscription service Year 1 Ultra Mammoth. Yeah, I'm going back to the first year of the Transformers Club subscription service since I missed 4 of them. Well, I had them, I just never got to review them, so I'm going to take care of that now. And we're going to actually start with the biggest of the group, Ultra Mammoth, who's been quite actively featured in the Collector Club comics as of late. Doing a kind of a Beast Wars Shattered Glass bit, and then a run-in with his evil counterpart on modern day Earth. So, yeah. But taking a look at the Mammoth mode, it's actually pretty good. Ultra Mammoth is a repaint of Beast Wars, I think Beast Wars Neo Big Convoy. I could be wrong, it could be Beast Wars 2, I can never keep track of those two. But yeah, he's a big old woolly mammoth. Very panely, as you can see. If it's not obvious, this guy's going to be a bit of a shell former. But aside from the back, you can't really see a lot of robot on him. Unfortunately, the back does show his robot mode thighs. But still, looks pretty cool. Mostly blue with some white paint at the bottom. Done very well. It's got some red eyes, which is a little meaner looking than you'd expect. But it's not too bad. And he's got these nice painted tusks and a trunk. And yeah, I do believe these are actually painted. They could be white plastic, I might be wrong. But they have some action features. Basically, you push the ear back and the tusks will move for whatever reason. I don't know why. And there's also a lever to move the trunk with. Although it's a little bit stiff. Now, the softer plastic isn't that much softer. But you can actually get him doing some spray action. Although he doesn't squirt water or anything like that. Still, not bad. I mean, as a Beast Wars toy, this is pretty cool. And I do like the blue and white deco. So I think he works out pretty well. For comparisons, there's not a whole lot that I had to compare him to as far as Beast Wars go. But I can bring in Beast Wars 2 Galvatron. As you can see, those two look interesting together. But yeah, it's not really obvious that they're from a similar line. Okay, but we'll also bring in some of his fellow subscription service mates, like Breakdown, Jackpot, Scourge, Slipstream, and Circuit. Just get this back up. As you can see, yeah, he kind of sticks out a bit among the other subscription figures. So that's something to be careful about. Still, Ultra Mammoth looks pretty cool, and I do like him in his beast mode. Now there are some extra features which are kind of tricky to get into. So we're going to actually, I'm going to do this off screen and show his battle mode. Okay, and now we have Ultra Mammoth in battle mode, which is pretty much a fuzzy tank on 4 legs. Quite interesting. Quite interesting, but he is decked out in plenty of weapons in this mode. Although it would seem that the firing mechanism for his, yeah, it's on the wrong side, so good luck getting him to shoot with that big gun. Yeah, I can't get it to shoot in this mode because it's upside down. Oh well. These two side guns do shoot. So you do got some features there. And unfortunately the firing mechanism for the big gun is actually on the inside. And it's not a button, it's a rotation joint, so yeah, good luck getting it to move. But aside from that, it still looks pretty intimidating. Well, if not a little ridiculous. But anyway, this is just an in-between mode, so why don't we finish transforming him and get him fully into robot mode and see how that looks. Okay, now that we got Ultra Mammoth unwrapped out of his shell and into robot mode, he's quite the impressive looking robot. Now I did some research, I walked the wiki, and yeah, Big Convoy was from Beast Wars Neo. So yeah, that's where he comes from. But still, Ultra Mammoth looks really cool. And I do like this look for him. And the colors are perfect for Magnus. And the tusks even make some decent substitutes for the shoulder pylons. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely a bit of G1 Magnus there. And the color scheme really does sell it. And you got some blue on the arms, with a little white on the forearms. A little bit more than what G1 had, but fairly close. The blue on the chest is reminiscent of the G1 chest plate. The head is definitely reminiscent of that G1 White Prime head that Ultra Magnus had when you didn't have the armor on, which is awesome. Looks really sweet. And yeah, all in all, it does a good job of giving Big Convoy a Magnus feel without having it be a flat white figure. Which is great because I think an all-white Mammoth would probably be a little bit on the dull side. So having the red and blue really helps. Now for artillery, he's pretty well loaded. I mean, even right now, he's ready to destroy a small city. If he wanted to. Which I doubt he would. But while they're not painted, you do have missile barrages on top of the shoulders. You still have those missile launchers on the thighs. You have the beatdown sticks on his arms, which can fold in, but the panels get kind of loose without them out. He also, provided you can get these appropriate, has these hip mounted, or maybe thigh mounted, I'm not sure. And the other guns are on the shins, I guess you could say. Oh yeah, he has these hip-mounted cannons made up of the Mammoth feet. And let's not forget, he has a very big gun. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is what inspired the BFG for the City Commander Armor from Fans project. Now, unfortunately, that ball joint may be a little too weak to really hold it. Let's see if I can get, yeah. A lot of ball joints on this thing, so if something pops off, odds are you can put it back on, just so you know. Yeah, he's got a really big, unwieldy gun that can be difficult to pose him with. Although once you do, it is massive, it is awesome looking. And yeah, it's the Magnus Blaster, or Magnus Cannon, I guess. But in this form, you can fire it. There's a little knob you can twist to launch both missiles, and they are powerful launchers too. I'm sure you saw those missiles went real fast and hit hard. So yeah, fortunately enough, I have a very nice wall next to me that I can shoot at, so I don't have to worry about losing said missiles. Yeah, again, that gun does make it hard for him to pose. It's unfortunate but true. It's just the weight that does it, so it's a hard one to really make use of. It can still store on the back. I can get it off. Let go. Thank you. And he can hold a pose without the gun in his arms very easy, so it's just the weight of the gun that's really gets in his way. And yeah, the ball jointed. If these Mammoth legs are on ball joints, so if you want to move them, popping them off and popping them back on is an option. But there is, for storage of the gun, you've got a clip on the back, and this is where it clipped in on beast mode as well. But there is a clip point on the right below the trunk. Yep, seeing when it wants to, it'll snap in very solidly. Like so. And judging by that wiki that I looked up, it's supposed to store something like this. I don't know how much I trust it, but it's supposed to store something like that on his back, where the gun is actually pointed to the side. Again, it's hard to say if that's really the best idea. I prefer to keep the gun separate just because it's easier to manage the figure. Now he does have one more feature. Yeah, this guy's got loads of tricks. But he does have an opening chest. to reveal the Origin Matrix, which is pretty much Big Convoy's matrix of leadership, dubbed the Origin Matrix in the Collector Club comics. Another relic of the 13. And Big Convoy is pretty well suited to hold it. It just fits in his hands like so. And he can wield the power of the Matrix to overcome Shattered Glass, Ultra Magnus, and the Terminus Blade. At least that's the way they're kind of showing it in the comics. Well, the TFCC comics. Which is pretty cool. But I do like the fact that this guy comes with a Matrix. I think that's a really sweet feature. I know it's something every version of this mold had, but it is still awesome. Okay, we interrupt this little review to bring up a brief rundown of Ultra Magnus's, or Ultra Mammoth's articulation. So let's take a look. We got a ball jointed head, really nice range of motion, left and right. Not a full 360, but okay. And little loose, kind of has a bobble to it, but you know, not too much. Like it's going to hold a position when you move it. Got ball jointed shoulders. There's a ball joint in the inside at the elbow, which also gives a swivel at the elbow. Got a 90-degree hinge. And a hinge at the wrist that goes up. Yeah. You got a nice waist joint. Ratcheted hips, universal. And the shin armor, like the thigh armor, is on a ball joint and a hinge, so you can move it as you need to. You also got a hinge knee, swivel above the knee, and a hinge and ball joint at the toe, so you can get some nice wide stances and still have him have the appearance of keeping his feet flat, which is awesome. So you got a very posable Beast Wars figure, which was actually a very prominent feature of the time, thankfully enough. But that covers the articulation. Now back to your regularly scheduled review. So, for a quick comparison, I'm going to bring in Beast Wars 2 Galvatron, or Garbatron, whatever you want to call him. Since he's from a similar line. And yeah, they do look pretty good together. Also going to bring in someone I almost forgot about. And that is the Collector Club Depth Charge, who actually was part of Mammoth's team briefly on Shattered Glass Prehistoric Earth. So yeah, I mean, it goes pretty well with that guy. Unfortunately, I don't have the rest of Mammoth's team. I didn't get them back in the day, and I don't have a lot of my original Beast Wars anyway. Next up, we'll bring in the rest of the subscription service group, at least from the first year. Back up the camera. Okay, yeah, they barely fit in together, but there's our subscription service set of 2013, I believe. All together, looking awesome. And it is a proud set to have, even though hardly any of them go together. But anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this little review of Ultra Mammoth. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, so long, have fun, and bye-bye.